Bees, 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 bees. I've never experimented with bees in Vintage Story before, but there's always been a nest in this little tree right by my little dirt hut over here. So anyway, I've been reading the handbook on them, and we're gonna try to figure this out. What do you call that? Bee husbandry? Apiarying? I don't know, but it's different than Minecraft, that's for sure. I've always said the future of block games needs to not just be different from Minecraft, I guess, but better. They have to do what Minecraft does better, not just different. I hope that makes sense. In this case, Vintage Story, I think, does it more realistically. So right now I'm cutting cattails, and if I cut 16 cattails and I take a little bit of clay, I can make a skep, and a skep is like a fake beehive. And then I place it near the bee nest over there. I think we gotta place some flowers nearby, and eventually the bees will move into the skep, or something like that. I've never tried it before, but we're going to. Look at this, I've never noticed this. On the tooltip up there, cattails, also known as Cooper's reeds. I've never seen that before, that must be new. All right, I went overboard, I got 32 of them. And I've already got some clay. Ta-da. Empty reed skep. So we just take this and we place it right here. I look at this bee's nest just by listening, and if you can look closely, you can see the little bee particles flying around. The nest is like in this tree somewhere. Hold on, I wonder if we can see it. There it is. Yeah. I don't want to mess with the tree too much because it could make the leaves disappear, and then that would fall and then it would be angry at me. Huh. But yeah, look at that. So I guess I'll just place this down right next to it. I'll put the other one here too. I think we need flowers. Is horsetail a flower? It is. I don't know, maybe this is good enough. The flowers aren't very pretty, but they are flowers. That's kind of cute, right? So eventually they'll move into here. At least that's what the handbook says. Oh, look at that. Nearby flowers 5. Oh, that's odd. How many of these do we place? 5 of the cow parsley, right? So it must not be looking very far away. That's interesting. Wonder if we can move these flowers closer. Be right up on it. It still says nearby flowers 5. Let's try Lily of the Valley. Maybe horsetail doesn't count as flowers. Or maybe the bees don't like it. How about now? Nearby flowers 12. Wow. Will swarm in approximately 7 days. Okay, so that means they'll move. They'll look for someplace to move in 7 days. Okay. Well, that's a good sign. So I had to make sure there was enough flowers nearby. That's cool. I'm gonna cut some more cattail, and I'm gonna start placing some more skeps nearby other nests that I know about. There's bees' nests all throughout this forest. They're everywhere, actually. So I want to try to get as many as possible. You know, you guys might find this kind of strange, but one of my favorite modern Minecraft updates is 1.15, the bee update. Why? Because it's not too OP, but it introduces some cool mechanics, plus like beekeeping, and the bees are cute. I like it. Like, it's just a fun little system, and the honey is useful, and there's things you can do with it. Where are these guys, man? I can't find them. I don't want to accidentally make them mad. Oh, I see some bee particles up there. Hold on. Yes, there it is. Wild beehive, nearby flowers 19. Wow. Oh yeah, look. Oh, I could just put it up there. I think it actually just takes a moment for it to register all the nearby flowers. At least I think that's what it is. Oh, we'll come back to it later. There's 2 more beehives right here, really close by, which is pretty nice. Where are you guys? There it is. Population size large. Ta-da. And there's one more right here somewhere. I can see them. They're way up there. I didn't hardly reach that thing, but look, it says nearby flowers 37. Oh my gosh. Okay. You're going there. I don't need to put any flowers here. And then I'm actually going to go to this one over here because it's closer to the house. It can really be a trick to find them, although I guess you don't really need to find them. But I would like to know what the stats on it are, you know? There it is. 27. All right, we're good on that. There you go. when I get a chance, I want to take those beehives or those skeps and place them in here in a little protected area because I think raccoons will come and try to destroy the bee colonies. So in here, I want to fill it up with flowers. So I guess I'll put the big flowers like cow parsley on the edges, then forget-me-nots in the center. There's a lot of flowers around here, so there we go, lily of the valley. I should spend some more time gardening, you know, I've never really done it too much. Like planting nice flowers, making pretty gardens. Never really done that. And there's a ton of options. There's like 3 or 4 types of ferns that grow near my house. Now if I was clever, I could make some really nice arrangements. I don't really like how the cow parsley looks. I don't know if I've ever seen it in real life. What does cow parsley look like in real life? I'm curious. I'll throw up a photo of it on screen in post, I think. But right now, I'm just gonna have to wonder. Okay, I'll get more later. But yeah, this is where the bees are going to go. Let me check on the first one. Look, now it counts 22 flowers and it will swarm in a day. So it just didn't register all the flowers until recent, which is interesting. So I hope those other ones will be fine, will work out just fine. Hope they're close enough. I was lucky that this hive is as close to the ground as it is. But yeah, look, it's summertime. It's June, middle of summer. The berries are finally coming in. Yum yum berries. Now that's nice and all, but there's other things that I want to do. For one, I want to get an elk. Okay, and that's got nothing to do with bees. But in this game, you can capture and tame elks. You can ride them, you can carry stuff around in them. They're pretty cool. Now you can find one in the wild or you can buy one from the trader. So before we get the elk, we need to have different pieces of equipment, like a saddle, which I can make that right now. A bridle, which I guess I can also make. So when you catch a baby elk, you have to keep and feed it for a year, and then it'll grow into a normal elk, I guess. But if you buy one, I think you can just get it as it is right away, which is what I'm counting on here. So there's 2 kinds of bridles, actually, and the different kinds of bridles affect how your elk is controlled. So the one that I'm going to make allows me to move the elk around just like a player, ASWD. But the other one, I think, affects it a little differently. I don't really know. There we go. Saddle and bridle. Okay, just in case I'm going to grab some fence pieces. You never know. And the other thing I'm going to grab is this thing. I don't want to spoil you guys, so just pretend it's an elk discount. It's got something to do with the story. It doesn't really matter right now, but it gives me a little bit of a discount on the elk. And the other thing I need is gears to buy this thing. So I have 158 because I never actually spend them. All right, let's go check it out. Oh yeah, look at this. I think all my crops are done growing as well. I got to harvest these. Ooh, the cabbages came in quite nice. And the rye? I better harvest that rye before it gets too hot in here, actually. Because once it gets too hot, it can damage it. And that can, unfortunately, lower the amount of rye I can harvest from it, or the amount of grain that I actually get from it. All right, now we're heading to the trader who's going to sell us this thing. And I just realized I forgot to say good morning to all you guys. Or good night, I guess, is more realistic, isn't it? But if it's morning, good morning. I hope you had a nice breakfast. Should be. There he is. What's up, buddy? Ephram. Alright, I went to that ruin you mentioned. That was the story thing. You did tell me about it. What did you find? Structure house to... Okay. This is... Shut up, man. This is more story stuff. The Lazaret. I know this one strange place full of stone and monsters. Let me see here. This will show you the way. Oh, very nice. Only that's quite a distance away. You best be prepared for a long journey. Perhaps I can help with that. I have an elk I could part with. He would be a loyal companion to you on your journey. As thanks for the information, I'll part with him for only 100 gears. You'll need a saddle and bridle too. Okay, so here's where I think I can offer him the discount. We can haggle a little bit. How much would it cost if I gave you this treasure I found? Oh my, that's a very intriguing find you've got there. You have a mind for bartering, friend. Give me that artifact and I'll take 50 gears off the elk. Have you got a saddle and bridle with you? Of course. What a lovely treasure. Thank you. A pleasure doing business with you. Now let me call him to us. All right, check outside. He should be nearby. Thanks, I'll take care of him. All right, so I guess he gave me the elk because I need it to travel to the next story location, but I wasn't really planning on going to the next story location. Ooh, hello. Tamed elk male. How come he doesn't have antlers? Oh, that's not where you're supposed to go, buddy. Get out of the wheel. Move. Oh, that's pretty. Where was he keeping this thing, huh? How do I put the thing on him? Oh, there we go. And the bridle. Okay, we're on the elk. Interesting. Oh, look at that. It's like a weird horse. Just like the player is like a weird human. So can we run? We can. Oh, this is just the worst terrain to practice on. He's pretty fast. Wait, okay. How about water? It's okay, I guess. It's a little janky, but it gets the job done. Oh, man. Alright, deep water. You know, horses in Minecraft, if you jump in water, they you'll have to dismount them because they sink. Or actually, you know, I think they got changed very recently. It's a good change. Finished Story did it first, though. Oh, cave. This takes a little getting used to. I wonder if I'd like the other bridle bit better. Not bad, I guess. Huh. Okay. Good job, elk. Very majestic. They actually have a very beautiful, like, surreal call that they make. I've never seen one in real life, unfortunately, but I'd love to. So where do I put him? I don't know. I just got this guy. I haven't gotten to know him yet. He's not moving. Stay. I do want to look at this Lazarus thing. Approximate location of the Lazarus added to your world map. So I guess that is the next story, the location / dungeon thing I need to go to. All right, where is it? Okay, it's over here. Dang, dude, that's far. Is it also underground? No kidding, I'm gonna need an elk to get there. Goodness. He's just not moving. He's just not moving at all. What a good boy. Let's go to bed. A medium temporal storm is imminent. I didn't even get any warning. Shoot. Aw, man. Are you kidding me? I don't want to deal with this right now. What about my elk? Are they gonna hurt him? Man, he just isn't moving at all. That is weird. Aren't they supposed to be like a little animated? Oh god. Look at this. Okay. This is temporal storm security measures here. Look at this. Easy. They can still hit you with rocks though, so just be careful. What about you? Hey. You can get them to fight each other sometimes. If I stand above, get them to throw a rock. They'll throw it straight up. If it lands on another drifter, a different drifter, they'll attack each other. Look at that. Boom. Come in. Look at them, they're fighting. Oh, man, he got him. Come in, come in. Oh, the ones that crawl on their belly, they can go over the 1 block gap, though, which is interesting. Oh my gosh, wolves just showed up. Are they gonna attack the elk? They're not gonna attack the elk, are they? Just bought it. Do I dare? Oh. Oh, I don't know. God. This guy's a knife for a hand. Why are there wolves happening? I don't think I should be out here, but I don't want anything to happen. Okay, he's just chilling. That was a wolf howl. That was weird. I don't want to risk it. Come on. Oh, shoot. Almost got him. Ah, that sounds so weird. You're safe, buddy. Together, we made it through. I think those wolves were just a coincidence, though it's weird because they never really come that close to my house. But anyway, he's a good boy. He's just chilling. Look at this. I can attach meals. I can attach weapons and all kinds of things to the side. That's crazy. What a useful creature. Anyway, let's go check on the beehives. It's been over a day. All right, so empty, empty still. We'll swarm in less than a day. All right, we gotta wait. Let's look at the other ones. Wow, look at that. They already went in there. Population size poor, so I think it has to replenish over time. Wow. I'm going to pick it up into an empty backpack slot. So I remove these out of my backpack slots, which means I have a smaller inventory. And no, if they have something in them, they can't go into your inventory like this. So it's not like a shulker box situation. But you move them out, you make space here, and then you can pick up the bees. Ta-da! Look at that. Hey, look at that. Wow. Very effective. That was very fast. Huh, Strange. Never noticed this, but there's like this hole here. Oh, wow, look at that, meteoric iron. Found a meteor right here next to my house. I've never seen it before. What crazy luck. Ooh, Suavite. I'm just gonna mark this. Well, anyway, let's place down our newly populated skeps. As poor population, this one. Also poor population. I guess it's gonna take a minute to realize what flowers are nearby. So here's the thing. If I break this, I'll get the honeycombs and the honey and stuff. But if I break it, I won't have any more skeps. So I guess I could either put empty ones here and wait for those to spread over. I guess I didn't really need to put those over there. Or I could just wait till the ones I put out there are full. This is surprisingly easy. Huh. Although now that I'm looking at this, this isn't the most efficient layout for a bee farm or an apiary. You know what I mean? I just realized this video is all over the place. You're probably pretty confused. What am I even trying to do here? I have a goal in mind, and I'll explain it. Simply put, I want to move. I want to get out of here. This place is nice, but I'm sick of the long winters. I want to go south. And the further south you go, the warmer it gets, the nicer it gets. I want to kick back on the beaches of some island somewhere, you know? That's where I want to go. But that's like tens of thousands of blocks away. That's far. And the easiest way to move is to get an elk, a tamed elk. So you can, one, move very quickly, but two, it can carry stuff. I can only hold so much in my inventory, but there might be a lot of things I want to bring, all different kinds of seeds, for example, tools, ore, that sort of stuff. That one's still empty. So you can trick the elk out with all kinds of backpacks and saddlebags and things so you can increase storage, but you need sturdy leather, not just normal leather. And look, this one's empty too. Dang it. I think this isn't close enough. There we go. Not just normal leather, but a sturdy leather, and it's made with a high tier ore called chromite and honey. You need to like boil it together with sulfur also, I think, to make sturdy leather. It's very different than the normal leather making process. Still waiting on this guy. So look at this, sturdy leather. You have to cook 3 beeswax and 1 chromium tanned hide to get sturdy leather. So how do we get a chromium tanned hide? Well, chromite is the high tier ore I was talking about. So you need chromium sulfate, 3 liters of it with a scraped hide, which you get with normal leather working. Chromium sulfate is made with 2 bits of sulfuric acid, 2 bits of crushed chromite. Crushed chromite is made by crushing chromite, which you mine out of the ground somewhere. So I've actually already got this stuff. I've got to crush it. I have to boil it with sulfuric acid. How do I make sulfuric acid? Saltpeter, which I guess you find in caves, water, 2 bits of powdered sulfur. You get sulfuric acid. See, it's a whole thing. Oh, you sleepy? He's cute. I like it. He needs a name. I was thinking of calling him Ephram just because the trader who sold me to him is also named Ephram. Maybe I need to change that name. Okay, we need to cook. So the ratios should be something like, how do I dump a little bit of water in here? Shoot. Oh, I just click it. Okay, so 1 liter, 1 saltpeter, 2 powdered sulfurs. That's how much we can do. So I think I could do up to 6 at a time in a cooking pot. We'll do 6 saltpeters, 6 powdered sulfur, 6 powdered sulfur, and then I'll give us 6 liters of sulfuric acid. Just got to make sure that I don't cook any food in these pots. Just kidding, it's not how it works. A little more water. Ta-da. All right, I don't really know how hot these have to get. I'm gonna assume I can just do it with firewood. There's no temperature constraints on these that I can see. Yeah, look, they're already cooking. That was easy. While those are going, we have to take these chromite nuggets and crush them in a pulverizer. So let's run up there. Look, all the berries came in. Maybe I'll make jam with them if we get honey. That'd be fun. All right, entering the workshop. Now I'm just gonna throw some of this into the hopper. Click. And it should start crushing. You just barely see the nugget kind of getting crushed. Oh, what the heck? Look at that. Yeah, it's just giving me the chromite back. It's not actually crushing it. All right, something's wrong here. What the heck? I didn't even get it all back. It just destroyed half the chromite and gave me nothing. What the heck? Okay, requires pulverizer tier 4. This is a... What tier is this? It's probably tier 3. All right. Shut up. I think we need to upgrade this thing. This needs to be a pulverizer tier 4, which I think means steel. Yeah, because otherwise it just obliterates the chromite. That doesn't make sense to me, but okay. Oh, look at that. So the sulfuric acid is done. I'm just gonna put this in a barrel and hope that it doesn't eat through the barrel. Residue-covered fireclay ceramic pot. Covered in grime, can no longer be used for meal making? I was joking earlier about remembering which pots had sulfuric acid in it, but it actually does damage the pots. Wow. I actually didn't think that was gonna happen. I've cooked all kinds of things in these pots that probably shouldn't be. I guess I just assumed that this would be the same, but no. You can't just make sulfuric acid in the same pots you cook beef stew with. I mean, it makes sense. I think it can at least reuse these for sulfuric acid and stuff, so let's do that. Although we don't have like a lot left. Okay, there we go. Okay, currently 16 liters of sulfuric acid. I don't have enough saltpeter. I mean, I have a little bit left. I have about 7. That's not a whole lot. So I could make 7 more liters of it. Might as well, right? I'll just let that cook while I'm working on other things. Just don't like that it's not a nice even multiple of 2. Well, it is a multiple of 2. I just don't like that you can't get an even integer square root out of it. How about that? At least the barrel doesn't seem to be damaged, or the bucket that I'm using. 4 in there, 3 in there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Alright, it's getting dark, but let's see what we can do about this pulverizer thing. I guess the first thing I'm gonna do is tear this to pieces. Boom. So iron pounder cap, that's what we had before, and I guess I will just put that away forever. We've got to make ourselves some steel pounder caps, so let's get on that. I'm gonna try something here when I set this back up. We're gonna maybe do it a little differently. This thing is so big, it's hard to look at. It goes like this. No, it doesn't. It goes like this. What the heck, man? I need this ramp to be facing the other way. Okay, fine. We're just gonna do it this way now. We need to add in the axle. We need to add in the actual pulverizer things. The elbow chute. Yep, that's not facing the right way at all. There we go. And then I had the hopper going into the chute before, but I think I can just put the hopper down here. I think I can just put a basket on top of the chute, right? I think it'll go right into the chute that way. Okay, and now the way that I have this set up, I should be able to put items in here, they'll get crushed, and then they'll be automatically collected, I think. All right, let's make our pounder caps. Okay, and then all we gotta do is just, I think, click it and they'll be added in. You can't see it, but they're there. All right, so it's turned on, and if we add in the chromite, yeah, okay, look at that, it just goes right through. And it should pop out, yeah. Pops out right into the hopper. All right, I'm just gonna crush all of it. Cool, let's go check on the sulfuric acid. Where's my elk? Where'd he go? What? Oh, what? He walked over here. That was weird. So he just got up, he walked here, and then sat back down. It's kind of strange. He's never moved out of zone up until this point. Okay, that's weird. Cool. All right. So glad I destroyed my pots for this. It gives us 23 liters sulfuric acid. It's nothing crazy. If I want more than this, I have to get more saltpeter. I don't really know how much sturdy leather I'm gonna need to make. So I'm sure on the map, I've definitely marked it somewhere, which means I gotta check every single one of these. Oh boy. One of these caves gotta have saltpeter. Like, I don't think it's that uncommon. Oh, yeah, right there. Okay, boom. So we just pin that one down. So look at that, it'll show up on our mini-map. And then I guess we're gonna go caving or digging. I just came up here to check, and look, some of these didn't go into the hopper. That's weird, right? Hold on now. These ones are going in. Look, that one didn't go in. What the heck? That's kind of odd, right? Yeah, look at that. What the heck? Why is that just sticking on the surface? Maybe I need to... Maybe they're clipping? Maybe they're like slightly on this block? Maybe I've seen people will add like little walls on the sides to keep stuff inside the hopper. So maybe that's something I need to consider doing. I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, and then we're gonna chisel this down, I guess. Let's build up the thinnest wall on all sides. Oh, this is gonna take a minute. This isn't pulverizing anything anymore. What the heck? I put like 119 in here. Put 119 in here. Why don't I... Huh? That's a lot less than what we had before. What is happening? Hold on, I gotta like look this up or something. After doing a little research, look at this. At the top it says when pulverized turns into 0.3 times crushed chromite. And it's not totally evenly. If I did 10 of these, I would get 3. I think it's more probability based. Not totally sure. But anyways, this I guess is an accurate amount for 119. So I'm just going to keep it going. Right now, chromite has no use except for this. You have to crush it to turn it into crushed chromite, and then you can make sturdy leather, and I think you can use it as like dye, or like mordant, which holds dye and cloth, like a primer. But other than that, it doesn't do anything. You can't use it in metallurgy. It only has a use when you crush it. Oh yeah, look at this. So this is literally just a single block of pine that I put over the hopper, and you know, hopefully that keeps everything inside of it. Let's go check on the skeps one more time before we go for the saltpeter. Okay. Oh, look at this. That one's empty, but this one, population size large. Wow. Mine now. Haha. I think this one we threw high up on the tree. Yeah, right there, but it's still empty. It doesn't want to swarm, I guess. I don't know why that is. Stick it a little higher. Yeah, it doesn't say that it wants to swarm. That's kind of odd. I'm just going to move it to one of the other trees, I guess. Or, you know what, better yet, I'll just take it back with me, because now that I have bees at my own little bee garden, I don't need to run out here and get bees. I can just do it from home, essentially. This one's also empty. That's odd. Okay. They didn't want to swarm. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's a glitch with the windmills, or at least there is on my computer. Like, if you're real far away and you look at it like this, sometimes it gets all jittery, like it's Z-fighting or something. I don't know. All right, I'm going to take this one back, too. Sorry, beehive. I'm going to place this one here. I'm going to place this populated one here. The population size on these are already pretty large. That's nice. Let's plant some more flowers. Now, I had an idea for this to make it kind of larger. I'm going to have to remove some of these for that. I know I've actually got some more flowers in here. Lily of the Valley, cow parsley. And I have some honeycomb because I accidentally destroyed a bee nest when I was chopping a tree. There's some that we can use right here. First, I'm going to take this lantern and put it over here. So I'm going to make like shelves. Look at this. Big benches. And then we can just put our skeps right here, right? And then they'll slowly, or at least they should slowly, populate over time. Look at this. 72 flowers nearby. That's crazy. There we go. Let's go check out our chromite real quick. Oh, look at that. It popped out. What the heck? And look, they're not going in. What's up with this, huh? Why doesn't it go in the hopper? Anyway, I don't know. This is like a good amount of crushed chromite for right now, but it's still concerning to me that these pop out and don't go in. So I'm going to raise this wall up by a little bit. All right, and I carved a little heart in it. I don't think that's going to be a problem. There you go. You can kind of see it better from this side. Oh, you know, there's some very pretty flowers right here. Look at that. Okay, something about this whatever I'm using, it's annoying me a little bit. It's whenever I let go of W, stop moving forward, it stops sprinting. And when I normally run around and I hold control, and I stop for a second and then I go again, I don't have to reset my control. Like, I don't have to lift it up and put it back down. I can just hold it down. But the elk doesn't work that way. And now I'm kind of wondering, should I use the other bit? I think what I am using is a snaffle bit. Can I take it off? Let's get it off of you. Yeah, this is a bridle with a snaffle built, but I think that if I use the curb bit, I'd like to try it, actually. Anyway, let's get these flowers. They're very pretty looking. These kind of don't grow by me. Lupines. I like these. You know, back in the day, purple was the color of royalty because it was a very difficult dye to make. To make really like quality purple cloth, it was very difficult to do. Well, anyway, if you ever read the Old Testament, a lot of the characters make a big deal out of wearing purple and like its significance. And that's just because it was very expensive and very hard to get back then. Although in Vintage Story, I was curious if it would be the same, and it's not. You can just make purple dye with blueberries. So, whatever. That's not what we came here for. We came here to get saltpeter. This guy has some trouble getting over ledges and things. So I think if I jump, I keep my momentum. Whereas if I just run straight into a block, it kind of like goes up first and then over. So it's a little bit slower. But if I jump first, it seems like it's better. What do I know? Well, okay. This is the spot that's marked with saltpeter, but you know what? I bet you I marked this in a cave. In a nearby cave or something, probably this one or this one. Let's try over here. All right, stay. We're going down. I didn't bring ladders, that's fine. Pretty sure I've been in here before. I hear you. Hey. Love having a steel falcon so I could just two-shot these guys. Are we getting close to the saltpeter? It looks like it. Oh, hey, look, there's a ladder here. Is this a dead end? No, it's not a dead end. Nope. Yeah, okay. Maybe I should have just mined straight down from that spot. You know, probably would have found it a lot easier. I'm gonna get lost in here. What about here? Saltpeter, here we come. Yes! There it is. So what is saltpeter? I was actually curious, so I looked it up. And saltpeter is potassium nitrate. And it occurs naturally in caves, and sometimes like barns. So it's either the gas that's trapped in these caves, or the minerals and nutrients kind of seep around through the porous rock material, and they crystallize on the surface. It's something like that. But yeah, saltpeter has been used to preserve food in real life. It's used to make explosives and fertilizer. I don't think it does any food preservation stuff in Vintage Story, but I know that it does. Oh, excuse me. I know that it is used for fertilizer and explosives, which is pretty neat. Get out of here, man. Go! I'm busy. And I think if you have like a barn full of animals and there's constantly like producing methane like cows, I think that it can kind of accumulate on the surface of the barn or the walls of the barn. Don't quote me on that though. There's a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding saltpeter as well. I'm not really going to go into them, but apparently some people think that the military was giving it to soldiers to like temper their aggressiveness, among other things. They're putting it in their food. Or prisons do the same thing. I don't know how true that is. We got a lot of this stuff though. It's kind of nice. Oh, you're alive. What are these things anyway? They kind of remind me of maggots. I think that's all of it. Let's get out of here now. Don't really remember the way out of here. Oh, nice. Another ladder. Oh, yep. I killed that guy. And the exit. Hooray. We survived. Where'd you go, elk? Oh, there he is. Good boy. Ephram. The elk. Are these purple ones too? No, they're blue. Look at that. These are awfully pretty. They really just look like a deeper purple to me. Ooh, look at these. Hey, look. White ones. Huh. How many different versions are there? There's red, blue, white, orange, and purple. Ooh. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil. I like that there's so many flowers. Gosh, you're struggling. Okay. All right. Look at all these bees, man. I need to make more. 69 flowers. Wow. They all have bee populations. Hooray. I'm going to plant these guys on the outside. We're going to alternate them and make them pretty. It's kind of pretty, right? I mean, I didn't try very hard at decorating this thing. but it's a neat place. Good boy. Okay, we got a lot of saltpeter, so that means that I can turn, I think, all this sulfur into sulfuric acid now. So I'm just gonna make a lot more of this stuff. Boom. Boom. That's so weird. I stacked these 2 buckets. They both had 10. And so putting it over this divides it evenly. Math. All right, we're gonna cook up a bunch of this stuff. Okay, now we have 59 liters of sulfuric acid. Anyway, the recipe is as follows. 2 parts 1 liter sulfuric acid, 2 parts 1 crushed chromite. And that'll create 6 liters of chromium sulfate. I assume again that it doesn't require a crazy high temperature to pull off. Let's ask the drifters what they think. Interesting theory. I put down another barrel. Okay, look at that. 6 liters chromium sulfate, meaning we got 12 in total. So what do we do from there? Let's say I want to make a tanned hide. I have to have a scraped hide from leatherworking, which I've neglected to do thus far, and then 3 pieces of chromium sulfate. That's for a huge one, but I don't typically get those, so what about a large? Okay, it costs the same amount. Huh, look at this. You can only do huge or large ones. I don't see any smaller ones. Yeah, you can't do small hides, only big ones. That is really interesting, okay. And they're both 3 parts chromium sulfate. So I could, with these 12 liters, I could make 4 of these. And once we have chromium tanned hides, we can make 4 at the moment, but I'm going to make more chromium sulfate, and mixing it with 3 pieces of beeswax, we will get 3 sturdy leather. I'm not remembering any of this, and you guys shouldn't either. Sturdy leather backpack. It'd be nice to have one of these. Oh, that's very pricey. Sturdy saddlebags for the elk. Ooh, very expensive. 20 storage slots, that's crazy. So yeah, we need a lot of this stuff. All right, let's keep cooking. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Let's check upstairs. This is where I do all my tanning. How did you get over here? That's weird. I think during the temporal storm, there must have been a drifter that spawned up here and then just moved my armor stand over. We don't have any soaked hides. To make a soaked hide, we have to throw it into something like diluted borax for a little while, and then we scrape it, and then we make a scraped hide, which is what we actually need, my bad. Okay, we're gonna make 100 liters of diluted borax, plus whatever I had left over. I don't really remember how much it was per liter, but I don't even know if we have enough of this. Let's take 32 of this. In the background also, I'll just mention I've been making steel. I just did a harvest of steel. Got a decent amount. I think I have about 30 ingots of it. It's something I would also like to bring with me on this expedition. I realize I haven't really made a list for it. I probably should do that. All right, let's corn it up. Grind this thing down. Look at that, 30 steel ingots. Been going through charcoal like nobody's business, man. That entire field back there used to be almost entirely forest. There used to be forest all through here, way over there. It is very cleared out. Let me refocus myself here. There's a lot going on. We need to get hides. Otherwise, there's no leather to begin with. Where do we get hides? From the barn. Okay. I'm gonna feed these animals while I'm at it. These guys, pretty sure that you over there is pregnant. We have pregnant goat. I'm not getting rid of these. We only have 2 of them. We have a lot of pigs. But you know what? They're also, I think all of them are pregnant sows. we need these. They've been pregnant for a while. I hope they, make up their minds. And then we have rabbits, and they don't give large enough hides to do this. Actually, I don't even think... Oh, wait, look. 1 baby hare. And that's a female, so I can get rid of this one. But you know what? The hide that I get from this rabbit is too small to turn into a chromium tanned hide. I think I actually am going to have to get it from something these size. That's done. Turn off. How much was it in here? I don't really know. Just gonna... I think it's 20? Yep. So 20 powder borax, 50 liters of water. I think it's a 2 to 5 ratio. 50 liters of diluted borax, but we don't have hides to put in here. Large enough hides, I mean. But I do know a place we can go. I guess we'll hop on the elk again. We are gonna go hunting, kind of. Not really. So a while back when I was first domesticating all my barn animals that you just saw, when I was trying to get the sheep, I got them up in the mountains here, way up in the mountains, and that was really difficult to do. Originally, I trapped a whole bunch in a pit by getting them angry and then having them follow me into the pit. And I just had actually a bunch in there. I was going to breed them and then wait till they made babies, and then the baby I would try to trap in a crate and bring it back here. But that is not what I ended up doing. I ended up just aggroing two of them, making them mad, male and a female, and then just had them kind of follow me all the way back, which was very dangerous, but it did work. But anyway, all those sheep should still be up there. I just kind of left them up there, which means I think now is a good time to wipe them out. Okay, I'm leaving you here. Don't move, because I'm not going to be able to find you. They're all trapped in a pit, so it shouldn't be too hard to kill them. I could also go hunting. You know, I've always kind of wished that there was some more extreme hunting in Vintage Story, and I had like better rewards. This would be one of them. Getting huge hides for sturdy leather. That'd be cool. Alright, they should all be in here. Yep, there they are. I guess I should at least leave one male and one female alive. So here's the problem though, I can't like reach them. Oh yeah, if I just hang in a lat. Ow. Never mind. Got him. Okay. How much do we get from this? One rawhide. Another rawhide. Okay. Nothing to write home about. Yeah, they're kind of avoiding me. Can I make it through here? I think they can. There we go. This is kind of a good system. There they are. Don't run. Don't run. Oh, that was dangerous. Don't shoot. Oh, it's a good thing I brought bandages. Okay, there's two more males over there. I can kill one more male sheep. Alright, got him. Okay, they yielded about 7 raw hides. These are large enough, thankfully. Now, where do we get huge hides? I'm actually kind of curious about this. I know we can get them from bears, but I wish I kind of told you what animal you can get this from. Like moose? Did you hunt a moose, maybe? That's the largest animal that we can get that size of hide from. That's not really good enough. I don't think it is. I remember looking. It's... Whoa! Whoops. Okay. Sorry. The maximum amount of sturdy leather I could get from a hide, a large hide, was 3. So I could get 21 from this. Yeah, I need more than that. You're right. So I just got distracted collecting cattail for more skeps, and I've lost my elk. Actually, he's right there. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, I've lost my elk. So there's something that you can do. You can make a bone flute, and using all the bones from all of the sheep I just murdered, you can make that with a knife. So you can call mounts to you that you have claimed ownership over, use the medallion to claim ownership on elks. You can only own one elk. Oh, okay. Well, I don't have a medallion. Huh. Yeah, this doesn't work. Okay. I was really wanting that to be like an epic learning moment, but apparently you need an elk medallion. How do we get an elk medallion? It's a good thing I didn't actually lose you. Elk medallion. Wow, look at all these. You can get a lot. So this allows you to claim ownership of the elk. That's cool. Elk medallion keys is made with 2 nails and strips. What about that night sky one? Placed in the brow of a tamed elk. You can only claim 1 elk at the time. This one you can't make, but it's sold by a luxuries trader. Ooh, forge. That one's cool. That one's really cool. I like that one a lot. Strand. Neat. Some of these you can buy. Crown. Huh. Stiletto. Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of medallions, and you can buy a few of them, and you can make a few of them. You can make the sawtooth and the keys one. That's it, I think. Wait, no, you can make the trident as well, which is a neat one. This crescent moon is sold by a clothing trader. How do I get this forged one, though? That one's really cool. Well, okay, I could make one, but I could also buy one from a luxuries trader, and then we could really use the bone flute. Gotta be a luxury traders nearby. Survival goods trader, clothing, artisan, luxuries. Boom. There's one right there. All right, we're gonna go pay him a visit. Before we do that, though, let's soak these hides so we can get them started. It shouldn't take like an immensely long time. Yeah, okay. Boom. Let's also make the skeps. We do 4 of them. Gotta get the gears. I'm actually gonna take a nap because it's getting late. Aren't these guys pretty, though? I actually have 1 extra. I'll just hold on to that, I guess. Okay, let's pay a visit to the luxuries trader. I will say, riding this thing does make it a lot easier to get around. I'm getting a hang of it, I think. Recently, I made scones. I've been eating a lot of scones. I got gifted a few, and then I realized how much I actually like them. This is a total aside, but I decided I would try to make them. I made maple scones. I actually recorded myself making this. I've never recorded myself cooking anything before, but I figured I'd do it for the video. I think it'd be interesting. But yeah, scones are the perfect companion to tea, and you know, I don't really like overly sweet things, so it's nice to have something that's only got a little bit of sweetener. And I use maple syrup, which my father and I made together, which is neat. We milked a moose for it. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it really didn't take much. I liked them so much that I made them again. I adjusted the recipe a little bit, and that's what you're seeing. I added more maple syrup. But yeah, it's a really easy recipe to follow. I did this a few days ago, but I bet you I remember everything. It was like 2 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon baking powder, teaspoon of salt, probably not even that much, but it doesn't really matter. Half a cup of maple syrup, half a cup of heavy cream, 4 tablespoons of butter. You chop the butter up into pieces, you cube it into the dry ingredients until they're pretty small and mixed in. Then you pour in the wet ingredients, half a cup maple syrup, half a cup of heavy cream. You knead it together just a little bit, and then you fold them onto themselves a couple of times so you get nice layers. Then after that, I just cut them into wedges. I put them on a baking tray. I brushed a little melted butter and syrup onto them as well, and then baked them for 15 minutes. It doesn't take long. Then when I took them out, I took the leftover melted butter and syrup. I mixed it with powdered sugar, and then I brushed that on top again because I wanted it to have a little bit of a glaze to it. And that was cool. They're pretty tasty. I probably didn't need to put as much syrup as I did, but they're great. And it was late at night, so I didn't want to have a caffeinated tea, so I found an herbal tea. It was coconut and something. I don't remember. It was some kind of coconut tea. It's different. It's pretty good, though. It was a gift from my girlfriend. But anyway, yeah, scones, they're basically just biscuits. They're a great tea companion, and it only took me 30 minutes to make it, so I recommend. Anyway, hello, Marco. Got anything to trade? Elk medallion, he doesn't have it. Dang it. Ooh, a saddle blanket, look at that. Forlorn Hope saddle blanket. You can only buy them, and you can use it to decorate your elk. So that's something. I guess I'll buy that. Thank you, yeah, but still need one of those medallion things. How do I put this on him? Ta-da! Ooh, isn't that pretty? Fancy. Yeah, he likes it. Alright, I know I've met lots of other luxuries traders, so let's see what we can find here. Commodities, building materials, clothing, artisan, building materials, clothing, artisan, clothing, furniture, artisan. Are you kidding me? I swore that there was a luxuries merchant somewhere. Artisan, building materials, clothing, furniture. There's another treasure hunter over there. Commodities. Are luxuries traders rare? Artisan, treasure hunter, luxuries. Well, okay. There's a luxuries trader. He lives 5,000 blocks from me. I'm not going over there. Kidding me? There really is only one other that I see here, and it's pretty far. Okay, well, before we go crazy, there are clothing traders that also sell elk medallions, so let's check these guys out. This one's not too far. Oh, look at these crimson maples. I've only ever seen 2 of these in my world, and they're both right here. Very rare trees. Very pretty ones. So if I move, I'm definitely taking those with me. Here's where I need to move to. I need to move to somewhere really, really flat that has mountains in the distance and a lake nearby. Preferably an ocean, but you know what? This world doesn't have oceans, so that's because you have to set the land cover of your world when you generate it. And by default, you only get these kind of lakes in your world. You don't get oceans to generate. But I wonder if I can adjust that with commands, and then when I explore new chunks, maybe I'll find oceans and things like that with reefs. Maybe? I guess I'll have to look into that. Oh, get out of here, bear. How many mushrooms are on that tree, man? That's crazy. Wow, he can get over 2 blocks. There you go. Clothing trader. Alright, buddy. Heavy tool belt. Merchant belt. Leather bracers. He really does just sell clothing. I kind of like these belts, but I've got no use for it. Bye. Don't be sad, buddy. There's another one south of here. I've been through here in a while. Very flat. Right here. Hello. Mustafa. I love the Lion King, by the way. Hooray! A crescent moon elk medallion. And, you know, it's okay. Got some nice shoes, too. Should I buy them? Nah. Elk medallion. Alright, buddy. Ta-da! You're mine! Alright, so, let's try this bone flute thing out. Oh, wow. Good boy. He's so attentive. Oh, wow, look at that. Cool, he's following me. Good boy. Wait, is he just gonna follow me around all the time? That's nice and all, but how do I get him to sit down? Sit. Stay. Oh man, now he's not listening to me. Okay, I think he lost interest. Interesting. Okay, that's cool. I want to look at this big spiky thing out here. Just follow me, buddy. I've already been here before. This is cool. Anyway, look at that. Hey, look. There's a trader over there, too. Yeah, I've already been there. That's the artisan trader. I don't come this way very often. It's pretty. Come on, buddy. Oh, he's swimming. Hey, look at that. Another meteoric iron. Look at this. Loose meteoric iron pieces. Nice. Ta-da! Once you know where to look for these things, it's really easy. Just look for circles on your map. They're pretty common. I feel like they shouldn't be this common. But if you didn't know, I have a mod that allows me to... Hello. I have a mod that allows me to make meteoric steel. And swavite, which I don't really need. Alright, that's cool. Now we have some more accessories. What else can we put on you, huh? Front right storage. Front left storage. Rear side storage. Temporal gear storage slots. Blanket spot, which we have. Rear storage. What is that? Mid storage. Head mount spot. Pendant spot. I don't think I have a pendant, do I? We can really trick this guy out. It's already looking pretty sick. But alright, it's time to get out of here. By the way, everybody, this is a quick PSA. Make sure you're taking vitamin C, because the days are getting shorter and you're not getting as much sun. I have a big bottle of chewables right here. Some people prefer the powder package you put in your water. I don't know, I just feel like that draws it out. Chewables are nice and quick. Oh yeah, second PSA. If you like my videos, or at least if you like my other videos, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. It helps the channel a lot. It helps me do what I do. So, you know, if you want to make your subscription list longer for some reason, feel free. Anyway, look at this. We have diluted our borax and we've soaked our hides. So all we have to do is take this and scrape it. So we put it with a knife in the crafting grid. And there we go. Pretty easy. I think we gotta boil this stuff up with some honey and chromite, sulfate, whatever. This stuff. I don't think I have enough honeycomb. If I squeeze it, I'll get honey and wax. That's interesting. No, I had thought I had to do it over with a fruit press. Chromium tanned hide. Oh, okay. All we have to do first is make the chromium tanned hide. That's 3 bits of chromium sulfate. Then the sturdy leather, we have to boil it with beeswax. Awesome. Well, okay, let's do that. We do 6 at a time. And 6. We'll create 6 chromium tanned hide large. Okay. I don't think I have enough firewood for this. Yeah, that's going to do most of them. While that's going, let's figure this situation out. So I think I just... Yeah, okay, I just added it to it. Oh god, that's really low. I don't think I'm going to be able to... I don't think it's going to squeeze. You need like a certain amount here, otherwise it's not going to compress. Yeah, look at that. I only went this far down. I need to go down to there. Shoot. I mean, do you expect me to have pounds and pounds of this stuff? Jeez. Okay, well, I don't know what to do with that. We can try adding more honeycomb, and I don't really think our bees are ready to harvest. Oh, they're getting rained on. This is the only large one we have here. Another large one on this side. But I feel like I should probably leave these let them build up a little bit. Maybe we can go to the wild hives and harvest those. I imagine it's not too difficult. I just run up, smash them, and run away. I feel kind of bad doing it, but what choice do I have? Oh. Look at that. Chromium tanned hide. I think we can make one more, right? Will it cook without having to add firewood? That's the question. Might have to add one more log here. No. Actually, look at that. Nice. Okay, so we have 7 of these. That's something to be proud of. Take a nap real quick. Let's go destroy beehives. I feel kind of bad doing it, you know? I'm gonna leave that one there because it's always been there. It's always been there. I'm gonna leave it be. But some of the ones that are further away, they're fair game as far as I'm concerned. Okay, where are you? There it is. What's the best tool for this? Aha! Honey achieved. Ow. Ow. I didn't get a whole lot from that. I just got 2. Alright, well. Elite. Maybe they'll build another nest. Alright, here we go. Aha. Wow, that dropped a lot. Ow. Ow. I've already forgotten where this one was. There you are. So just keep jumping. Hooray! I thought I dropped 3, but I don't see 3, do I? They're chasing me. Can I fight them? Get out of here. I feel like there should be more reason to avoid getting stung, because it's not like they're hurting me that bad. Alright, here's one. Ah, some of them got stuck up there. There we go. Where else can we go? There's one over this way. Really kind of slaughtering the golden goose here. There's a nest in here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I think I can actually just cut the tree down. I need firewood anyways. Ah. Oh. Back off. Alright, there's probably one in here as well. This oak tree is gigantic. Oh, that destroyed my axe. Oh, and they're not in this tree. They're in this one. Ah, they're in here somewhere, I think. Boom. Oh, I got it inadvertently. Aha. Okay, we need to go. Oh my gosh, they're fast. Okay, now we have a lot more. So, please don't cause me any issues here. Ah, finally. Ta-da! Okay, so you really do need to have a lot at once. Boom, they give us 22 beeswax and 4.4 liters of honey. Okay, that's more than enough. Residue covered fire clay ceramic pot is too small to make 18 sturdy leather. Okay. Is that because it can only hold 6 at a time? That means we can only do, I think, 2 at once. Yeah. Okay. Ta-da, there we go. I'll do one on here as well. I actually need another axe though, because we have no wood. And I haven't got one over here. I really go through these. Let's make 2. I just realized I took the clamps all the way down with me. Look at that, sturdy leather. Boom. Okay, let's keep this going. 1, 2, 3. That's only 1 batch. This is 2 batches. Oop, 3 sturdy leather there. And boom. Ta-da, 21 sturdy leather. Here's what we can do with that, all right? So we can make a sturdy leather backpack, which has 2 more storage slots than my current leather backpacks. So if I made 4 of those, I would have 8 more slots here, which would be pretty nice. I could make a sturdy mining bag, which has 14 slots, but I think that's only allowed to hold stuff like rocks, and I don't really need to be bringing rocks with me. There's a sturdy saddlebags for the elk. Now, from what we saw, we can put them on the front and the back, right? So, and they have 20 slots, so let's try these out. Oh man, I need 2 more for this. I need 2 more pieces of sturdy leather for this. That's not enough. I mean, I knew I was gonna need more, but gosh. So you need 23 pieces for each. Okay, well, how much is a backpack? I mean, I could make one of these. I could. And these are awfully expensive, but you know what? I'm gonna hold on to it for now because I think the thing that I really want is the sturdy saddlebags, which means really that I need to get more large hides. The ewe still hasn't given birth, so I'm not gonna dispatch one of these guys just yet. The pigs haven't either, but they don't give me large hides. That means I think my best bet is going hunting, like running around and looking for the animals. I wish I had known that you can't just use any kind of hide. You have to use the largest ones, otherwise I would have kept them, you know? Oh well. Alright, it's time to go big game hunting in Vintage Story. We need to get animals with large hides. That means things like moose and things like bears. And to help me out on my hunt, I've brought some bear ice cream. This is my favorite ice cream brand. This flavor is called Bearista. It's coffee flavored. It's got cacao nibs in it. Really good. It's not like I eat a bunch. Now you might be thinking if you watch my other videos like, dang, this guy eats a lot of ice cream. What a freak. Well, I've actually just been eating little tiny bites out of this cup for the last 2 weeks. So, I don't know. I like to savor things. Anyway, let's see what we can find. So, I found a lot more wild game. I don't mean just normal game, but I mean wild game in this area. Lots of bears and moose over here. I haven't really found them anywhere else. I even found caribou once. And that's what we're looking for. Now, bears are very dangerous. I brought my armor with me and some patches. I also made 2 tin bronze spears, because you can't make steel spears. That's not a thing for whatever reason. And I got my bow. Here's what this goat's gonna give me. Ah! Boom. Ah, that actually worked. Mounted hunting goes crazy. Come here. Nice. Good job, steed. But unfortunately, the goats only give me these raw, medium hides, and that's not what we need. That was a nice test run. I've also happened to see lots of bears in that open field. Let's go over there first. There was one over here for the longest time, and it killed me a few times, actually. I ended up killing it. I don't know if it was the same bear every time. Oh, wait, look. There's one. All right, here we go. Boom. Got him. Direct hit. All right. Oh, no, I didn't mean to get off. Oh man, I didn't mean to get off the elk. Come on, let me on. Let me on. Yes. Okay. Oh man, I hit shift or something. Okay. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. Bears are fast, man. All right, let's bring out the spears. Got him. This is awesome. Got him. Gotta get my spears back. I knew it. I wouldn't pick them up. It's too bad I don't just pick them up normally, huh? Whoa! That was deep. Oh my gosh, all right. That was a close one. Wish this guy was better at turning quickly. Got him. Dang, this is going hard. Boom. I haven't missed a shot on this guy. Got him. He's dead. All right, Mr. Bear. Thank you for your sacrifice. Okay, so we get a raw black bear hide with head, and we can cut the head off of this thing, right? I believe. Actually, we got to soak it first, and then we can scrape it and turn it to a large scraped hide, which is what we need. Look at that skeleton, man. That's huge. Follow me while I collect all my crap. Good boy. Ephram the elk. Let's see. Spent a lot of arrows in that thing. I know I left the spear over here. There's my other spear. Can I get any of the arrows back? I think I used about half of them. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's one. That went pretty well, but that was just a black bear. There are brown bears as well, grizzlies. I don't think I see any other arrows. I'm not gonna run around and look for them for too long. Now I see like way over there. I saw him earlier, he was running away, but I think that's a fallow deer. I wonder what they give. I will tell you though, that was one of the more epic moments of this game that I participated in. A mounted bear battle riding on an elk. That was pretty freaking cool, man. All right, let's see if we can get this deer. Shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, I thought I saw him. Yeah, there he is. Oh, it doesn't reach. Dang it. Got him. There he goes. Booking it. Oh yeah, he went over here, but I want to grab these spears first. Oh yeah, look at this. There's a locust nest right here. There's a bunch of locust nests right there. Okay, all right, we're leaving. Where'd you go, buddy? I heard him. There he is. I see him over there. Is he faster than us? I don't think he is. Come on, there. Oh. Oh, there's two. Oh, it's a chicken. Oh my goodness. This is a little tougher than the bear because he runs away. I think I just need to stop chasing him. Dang, look at him. Oh man, this thing doesn't even look that big. Dang it. Oh, you got stuck. Well, that is a dead fallow deer. Okay. What kind of hide do we get from a fallow deer? Ooh. Yes, that is exactly what we needed. You wouldn't have thought it. So tiny. Very nice. Okay, well, there was another one over here. Where did that one go? I thought we had kind of lost it over this way. There he is. Dang it. Boom, got him. Can I hit him while he's running? Not at all. Where'd you go? There he went. Into the water, you fool. Eventually, it's actually going to turn around if it stays in the water too long and then try to go to the land, and it's going to ignore everything in its way. So I think I can catch up to it. But if not, come here, buddy. Oh, shoot. He beat me. He's coming. I think I can make the shot here. Got him. Where'd you go? Oh. And he's a really slow swimmer all by himself. Spear. Spear! I can blow this thing underneath the water. That's awesome. Alright, time to debone this guy underwater. This was a male fallow deer, but I got the same stuff from it, which is interesting. Slowly but surely, he made it over. He's incredibly loyal, and we just met. Good boy. Can we name him? I wonder if we can name him. Alright, I gotta put this ice cream away. It's melting. We're doing pretty good so far. We have 4 of these, and each of these was equal to 3 sturdy leather. And then we have one of these, which is equal to about 6. So about 18. No, I mean, we need a lot more than that, but it's still, it's good. Now, I want to kind of look through these woods a little bit, but there's a pass we can take through the mountain. Through the mountains here, we can see some crazy terrain, maybe get to some more wilder areas. I haven't been there in a long time. I know there's like caribou in this forest. I've seen them. I've seen all kinds of game in here, actually. Bears and the like. It's a pretty dangerous place. And also probably pretty dangerous to go stomping in with an elk, but oh well. Oh, I already hear a wolf. Yeah, wolves are not what we are after. Okay, I'm stuck. Oh my gosh, I keep getting stuck here. Yeah, I don't want to be in the forest because it's a terrible place to hunt, especially when you're on the back of an elk, and it's a terrible place to navigate. I think I got mauled to death by a bear in this lake once. Critters, nothing more. Chickens, not particularly useful. And okay, we made it through, thank goodness. This place is really deserty. I've actually never prospected over here, so I might as well take some samples. Magnetite. Let's go around here, I want to see something. So a while back when I was first getting to know this world, I actually found something that I thought was really fascinating. And I never got to show anybody. But yeah, look at that. It's a hot spring. And you never would have known that these are in the game. They, I don't think they actually do anything. But check this out, man. Sludgy gravel, these are all unique blocks. With hot spring bacteria mat, 55 degrees, 65 degrees, 74, and then 87. It's pretty gross here, huh? And if you step inside the water, it's pretty dangerous. Yeah, it really is a hot spring. Now, you can't do anything with it yet, but I mean, it would be awfully interesting if you could. Look at that, it's smoking up and everything. All right, I haven't been over here in ages. See if we can see anything. We're getting pretty far from home. Pretty big trees. I don't know if I should expect to see like a deer or a bear over here though. I guess maybe they're in more like lush areas. I'm not totally sure. Never been too far this way before. Lands unknown. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen a mountain that big. Look at that thing, man. My God. All right, let's take a sample. Decent native copper, magnetite. How big is that mountain, man? Oh, look at that. It's like all screwed up. I think that's because it's old and new chunks. I must have explored part of it before, I guess. I don't have too many arrows left. It's actually also getting late. Hopefully it doesn't get too dark tonight. Let's go up onto this ridge. Maybe it's flatter. Huh, look at how the new landforms look here. It's pretty weird. Oh, look. Turnips. Yeah, turnips. Can I feed? Can I feed him? I was kind of wondering that. You want some? I don't know how to feed him. Eat up. Maybe I gotta put him next to a trough or something like that. Okay, whatever. Let's take a sample. 1.59 bismuthinite per mil. Ooh, this is a nice spot. Look at that mountain, man. That's crazy. This is a great place to look for game. Nice and open. Man, look how big that tree is. Look at that. Pear tree. Oh, it's not ripe yet. Huge oak tree. Gigantic oak tree. That is so cool. I never cut one down before. Even if I did right now, there's no way I'd be able to haul all the way back. Check this out, man. Huge valley. That's beautiful. Look at this. I mean, it's not just stunning. I could see myself moving into a place like this. This is what I'm talking about. That would be beautiful. Look at that, some kind of grain. Rye. Maybe he likes rye? No, but I do. Look how this terrain looks right here. I mean, you can kind of really clearly see the noise patterns being imprinted into the ground. Look at these mountains. Wow. Huge. We should keep looking. We might even need to look for a trader, a place to sleep, huh? Because as beautiful as it is, there's no game. Yeah, okay, it's getting hard to see. When it gets dark, it does make it easier to see the glow of a trader's wagon. Yeah, we're really in here. Let's take a sample. It's not much. Mountainous areas never seem to have good ore. That's something I've noticed, at least in my world. Okay, it looks like if we just pass these huge ridges, we can make it into this very flat area. So that's what we're gonna do. Really is parts unknown. Wow. I see something over here. Look at this, it's like a whole ruined town. This is a cool place. Looks like it was once a pretty big building. Look at this, there's bony soil. I forgot I had torches. Bony soil is always good to have and get pretty good treasure when you pan. Oh, look at that. It's glowing. That's what we're looking for. Don't mind me. Okay, this looks like it's a little bit messed up, huh? This guy's wagon kind of got stuck in the terrain, didn't it? Who goes there? Trader. What's your name? Hi, Jasper. He's a commodities merchant who can buy beeswax. I will be taking your bed. Okay, now I can see a lot better. This seems like a good place to look around. I mean, we've been doing a lot of exploring. I see a pillar way over there. Looks like more ruins. Kind of want to check it out. Look at this. This is some big ruins, man. Huge spire thing. That's cool. I think I could technically use this thing to take a sample. Maybe I shouldn't, but and it's right here. Very poor hematite. Once again, there's not much to this area. Except, hey, look, white currants. These are my favorite bushes because they're just so rare. I'll take them with me. Why not? So yeah, look, this is like the most intact building I've found. Can we get inside? Oh yeah, look at this. Cool place. What's in here, huh? Ooh, poultices. Ooh, seed. These are good. You can find rare things. Rare seeds here. Ah, just cabbages. But you know what? Cabbages are good. Well, these ruins are certainly cool. And you know, if I ever was really in need of bony soil, maybe I'd come back here and do some like archaeology. Oh, yeah. But I'm not really. I only want to find, I want to find something big I can kill. That's it. So let's keep looking. You can tell when there's a deer nearby because you'll hear it huff or make a little noise. It's slight, but they'll huff and then they'll run away usually. And that's accurate to real life. I don't know if any of you spend a lot of time around deer. Actually, last night, I like to sleep with my window open. Dang, that is gorgeous. I like to sleep with my window open and I hear all kinds of animals, especially when I have insomnia. Last night I was just listening to owls and stuff, but at one point, some deer were going crazy. They were huffing and puffing. You know, they go like, that's not right. They do something like that. Here, this is what they sound like. Anyway, there's one deer just doing that on and on and on all night. I don't know why. Maybe there was coyotes or something, or maybe he was just spooked. But yeah, deer do make some noises. And they do that in Vintage Story, so all I'm trying to say is that that's a way you can find them, or at least know that they're nearby. Oh, more white currants. Yes, please. You know, currants grow by my house in real life. I wonder if I can eat them. I always thought they're poisonous. I'm not really good at identifying that kind of thing, maybe. Or at least I just don't want to risk it. It looks like right behind this we have even more flat areas, which is kind of preferential. Let's go around. Yeah, I gotta admit, this thing is kind of awesome. This elk, exploring with this thing. Exploring is one of my favorite things to do, really. I love discovering new land like this. It's just cool. You might be wondering, how could I just leave behind my base I've worked so hard to build? And I don't really see it as leaving it behind. I feel like setting up shop somewhere new is a slow way of kind of conquering the world of Vintage Story. I like that. I think that's cool, and I don't plan on never coming back. Quite the opposite. It's for the love of the game. It's just a part of the grind to me. Look at some of these trees, man. They're all like lopsided. Look at that. All right, buddy, what do you sell? Mustafa. I already met you, Mustafa. Clothing merchant. He doesn't sell any elk stuff, and even if he did, I don't have the money to buy it. Oh, he does have the saddle blanket, which is nice. That looks like another crimson maple. And that looks like the ribcage of some giant beast. We're gonna check it out in a minute. Definitely crimson maple. You know, that makes my third time I've ever found one before. They're pretty cool. You know what's really popular around where I live is black maples. I don't really know what you'd call them, but people like to grow those because I guess they're rare and they're cool looking. Still looking for deer. Haven't found a thing. My god. Maybe it's because I'm exploring all these areas and not giving anything any time to spawn. But I thought about that, and I've seen so many rabbits and raccoons and chickens and stuff, so I don't know. Alright, look at this thing, huh? That's cool. Stonehenge. I just know if I go over by the woods, I'll probably find something. But I don't want to go by those woods. The woods that we just were at. Because we should start heading back. There's another trader. Been finding a lot of these guys. What are you selling? Yearn. Agricultural supplier. Ooh, these guys sell seeds and things. Saguaro fruit. Parsnip seeds, cabbage seeds. Okay, nothing impressive. That's too bad because you can get new seeds that you can't normally get from guys like these. I actually have a question. So, the auction house. Active auctions. I never understood how this works. Is this an online thing? I assume that you could trade with people online, but I don't see anything ever in here. So what is up with that? If anybody knows, please comment and tell me. It's a big old lake. Well, look, it's been a very cool adventure and everything, but you know, we haven't actually found any game ever since we kind of left the nearby plane, and we should head back, or at least look somewhere closer to home. I love exploring, but I need to get on with it, you know? These hides are only gonna last a few more days, too. I gotta start treating them. Another crimson maple, look at that. Ooh, bee's nest. I'm gonna mine it, because why not? Aha! Oh god, he's got scared. Here, buddy. Oh, he's scared of the bees. Oh, another huge oak. Look at that. Hooray! God, he freaks out. He's so skittish now. Don't be scared. Oh, look, there's a trader over there. Salutations. Noah. Sells clothing. Oh well. Alright, well, it's been really fun to run around and kind of just see what's out there, you know? But I think I'm just gonna head back. Right as I say that, look at that. Now, that's either a moose or it's another elk. We're really cutting it close here, though. I need to get over to that thing. We're pretty high up here. We're on that big, beautiful mountain that I saw before. I wonder if we can even get over there, you know? That is an elk. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. Okay. It is an elk, because that just made the elk noise, and it wasn't this one. It wasn't Ephram. Oh, shoot. Okay. This is stupid. Oh, no! Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm going it alone, okay? I'm gonna get up there. I'm gonna figure out a way up there. Wait for me. Let's take a sample. Why not? I've actually never seen an elk before. Ilmenite. Titanium. What? What do I do that for? Where'd he go? I thought I saw him. Was that you? Ah, oh my gosh. Look, he made it all the way down there. What am I doing? All right, all right, all right. We gotta get off this thing. There's the elk. I guess it somehow got to the bottom, unless that's a different elk. I've never seen a wild one. Sorry, buddy, don't look. Okay, don't look again. Dang it. There we go. I think he's mad at me. Wow. That took nothing. You know, I guess he was pretty hurt from jumping off the cliff. Alright, what do we get? Dead elk male. Nice. I knew we'd have some luck eventually. I just had to climb a mountain for it. Look at this. On the way back, I decided to climb this mountain so I get this view. And, who did I find up here? Hello. I appreciate your donation to the Skin Foundation. Alright, whatever. One large hide, not spectacular. Tops of mountains seem to have pretty nice game. I just saw another bear. Is that it? Yeah, there he is, man. Another bear. This terrain is a lot rougher. I have 5 arrows left. Let's see if we can take him. I missed those 2 shots. Got him. I want him to kind of follow me out into this flatter area. Come on, buddy. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Man, he's circling me. Boom. Oh no, I'm out of arrows. Shoot. Poke. Don't poke the bear, they always say. Man, okay, the bear's model is very strange if you look at it run. Big guy, huh? Alright, that was both of my spears, so, that was the final hit. Alright, awesome. Now we have 2 of these things. We used all of our arrows, but we did get, and this is worth 6 each. It's 12 sturdy leather I can get from this, 21 I can get from that. That's pretty good. That's 2 sets of saddlebags, if that is how that works. I don't know if a saddlebag pair covers both sides of the elk or only does one side. I'm not totally sure. Either way, really good results. While we're waiting on those hides to cure, why don't we do some side quests? So I really do need to harvest these crops, and unfortunately the rye got heat damaged while I was away. I should have harvested it, but I never really found a good moment to. Now is as good as any, I suppose. Rye is a pretty good grain to have. Look at Ephram sticking his head through, he's hungry. You know, I bet I could give him a trough to eat from. Over here, the flax is still growing there, but over here it's done. Look at that growing rice. The rice is almost done. Rice is a great crop. Interestingly, flax grain only gives 30 saturation, while rye gives double that. And I guess flax's main crop is really flax fibers, not the grain you get from it, so it's good to feed to animals. Hey, come back here. Whoa, alright, no. Don't go in there. Come here. I don't know if it was actually going to eat from this, because it doesn't say elk on there. But, you know, maybe he'll like it, I don't know. Alright, the other thing we can harvest are the onions and some of the rice. Rice, I think, is the best grain that you can get. Oh, he's still following me, okay. Look at that. 75 saturation, just a little more than the rye that we had. The best vegetables, no contest, are the cabbages. Check this out. 300 saturation compared to the normal 100 you get from a standard vegetable. It's pretty good. I'm curious, maybe onions will work? I filled this thing up with onions. No, it still says the same thing. Alright, whatever, man. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. How about that? Cabbage is one of those things I'm definitely going to be taking with me, as well as rice grain. And I'll take whatever seeds I can get besides that. But those are the best crops. Rice in particular will be growing a lot better once it's down south. Ooh, look, this one's done. The next task we gotta do, the next little task. Harvest more cattails, or Cooper's reeds that just grew in. Who calls them Cooper's reeds? Is that like a European thing? I've never heard of that before. Let me tell you, in the States, cattails grow everywhere. They're everywhere. And I've never heard them called Cooper's reeds. Whatever. I'm just curious. Does anybody actually call it that where you're from? Alright, it's time to harvest the bees. So these should all be large populations, which I think is as big as they can get. They're pretty active. And so, like the wild beehives, I just have to smash them to get the honeycombs and stuff out. But you know, that's dangerous. I mean, I don't know about how dangerous it really is, but I don't feel like being swarmed by bees. So the handbook says angry bees can become diverted if there happens to be anything nearby, which could be mistaken for you. And then it shows a straw dummy. Those are pretty easy to make, just 2 hay and 1 stick. So I'm just gonna stick it right here, I guess. Hey, look, it moves around. Oh, okay. It's an entity. It's not a block. I guess that makes sense. Just gonna push them. Push them right here. What are you talking about? This thing doesn't look like me. All right, I have 5 empty skeps, so let's start replacing them. I don't hear any angry bees. That's weird. That just de-aggroes them entirely. All right, whatever. Oh, those ones are mad. Oh. Haha, oh. That's so weird. Why are the other ones not get angry? Oh wait, what the heck? Why can't I pick that up? Well, anyway, we got about 12 honeycomb from that. And we got some of the cattails back. I feel like bees shouldn't be able to fly around in rain, but whatever. So I can actually mix some more. Yep. 1 more. And in less than a day, these ones will swarm to the empty ones. So how about that? This replenishes rather quickly. Alright, well that's very nice. That's 20 honeycomb. It's a pretty good results. We're definitely going to need it. But here's the thing that poses a little bit of a problem for us. What we really need is more sulfur. We're totally out of sulfuric acid. I can't make more. I have no sulfur. And the only way I obtain that sulfur is because I once spotted it by chance at the bottom of a lake when I was traveling very far south. Over here, actually. I mined it all. I ran all the way back here and mined all of it. This is how far it is from the base. There's my house. There's this place. That was the only place I ever found sulfur. And even when I prospected in that area, it didn't even show sulfur. It actually was like, if I take a look at this prospecting, it says minuscule amounts of sulfur at the very bottom, which means it's such a low amount per mil, it's not even worth writing about, basically. So where on earth can I find sulfur? That's what I need. Well, all these dots are prospecting, places that I prospected. And I can disable my waypoints, which is all the stuff I've manually placed. Then in this prospecting menu over here, we can select what ore we actually want to look for. That filters out everything else and just shows the results for sulfur. So obviously we have a result down here. We have one right here. This is where we explored earlier with the elk. Okay. We have 3 far up north. I don't really remember going over there. I think this is a chalk desert, so it makes kind of sense. But we have a lot right here. It's interesting. We kind of have this Y shape going on. Look at that. But look what they say. Minuscule amounts of sulfur. Minuscule amounts of sulfur. Minuscule amounts of sulfur. Nothing definitive. No serious value. So here's my question. If we treat this as a triangle, if I prospect here, here, and here, and then like more in the center. I wonder what we'll get. This is something we absolutely need to find. Okay, this is our first sulfur sample right here. So I want to take between the furthest sulfur samples on the outside, we're going to triangulate this kind of. So I'm going to take one right there. Okay, so here's the hypothesis I had. And I think I was proven correct. So when you prospect, you have to break 3 stones, but actually only the first one is what's being tested. The single block column that stone I broke was on is the only one being tested. The other 2 that I break actually don't matter. They don't affect anything. Okay, look at that. Minuscule amounts of sulfur, shocking. Okay, well that is halfway between this and this. Those are the furthest sulfur readings. I think I can actually hang a lantern from his neck. Yeah. Awesome, okay. And next, let's go here. Right to this little island. Prospecting there. If you don't know what prospecting is, I guess I haven't discussed that if you're new to this. But prospecting is you're testing the amount of ore around a certain point. Okay, it kind of searches 1,000 block, I think, volume in that area. It's something like that. But it searches the area around it. It gives you how much ore is in that area per mil, not percent. Let's take another sample here. We got this point right here. And oh man, look, our sulfur is a little higher. So it still says very poor sulfur, but it's 0.76 per mil. That's very low. Because if it was 1 per mil, that means there's like 1 block of sulfur per 1,000 near this area, but it's even less than that. But obviously you want to find the highest possible reading because it helps you kind of pinpoint ore deposits. So if I find another reading around here that's even higher, then I would start mining there, potentially. But that's really good, actually. In fact, I've never seen it graduate from minuscule amounts. That's an amount lower than 0.01 per mil. It's so minuscule, they literally just call it minuscule amounts. So yeah, that's a good sign. So this is our highs so far. We have minuscule amounts here, here, and here. So I'm gonna push out across the shore over there, and we're gonna do a test right on that side, I think. Right in these hills. All right. Break a rock. That's right. Kind of wondering if I should change the name Ephram. I mean, I just started calling him that because the trader was also named Ephram, but it's like, it's not very endearing for an elk, I think. And maybe I need something else. Oh yeah, and minuscule amounts of sulfur, so nothing good. All right, I'm gonna sample right here, right by the edge of this water. So starting there, very poor sulfur, look at that. It's slightly higher here, almost to a whole mil. So that means I'm gonna close the circle a lot. So let's sample like here in the lake, here on this shore edge. Oh man, look how deep this is. Wait, hold on. There's a trick you can do. There's a little bit of a mining exploit I've been using. Give me my lantern back. Check this out. So lanterns work underwater. You can actually pretty reasonably mine underwater because sometimes they're huge underwater caves and there's no monsters. So I'm not afraid of going in them. It's really not too hard to do. I feel like that needs to be patched because your mining speed isn't affected by water like it is in Minecraft. Look, that was really fast. So either there needs to be a penalty for that, or I don't know, or you should just have reduced visibility when you're underwater. Oh my gosh, look. Very poor sulfur. That's even better readings. 1.91. And look at that, fluorite? The heck is fluorite? Doesn't do anything. I did find phosphorite once, and it also has no use. The reason they have stuff, ores that actually have no purpose, is for modders, and because they might have a future purpose. So if you were a modder and you wanted to use an ore, instead of just adding your own ore to the game, you use an already built-in ore like fluorite, because mods conflict, especially if you want to have a bunch of mods that all use phosphorite, but they all add their own phosphorite. Well, if they just source from the phosphorite that's already in the game, then there's less conflicting within the mods. So that's why they have stuff like that. Okay, let's test right here. Very poor sulfur, so it went down again. That's our highest. We're getting really close here. We're getting pretty close. I'm gonna test right here. So this reading was 1.19. That was 1.91. It looks like our best bet is just generally around this area. And it actually looks like I might need to be mining underwater, which I don't mind mining underwater, but I do mind strip mining underwater because we're gonna have to dig to that. Okay, here's what else we can do though. There's this cave. Hello. We could go down the cave and hope we can find something. That's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go caving. See how close we can actually get to the sulfur. Surprise! So we need to be going that way. So I'm hoping that the cave loops around, but if it doesn't, it at least will hopefully get us deep enough. I'll have my armor with me in case I had to do this. So I'm not too concerned. Okay, that's the right direction. Ooh. Okay, cool. Little house. Ooh, look at this library. Wow, look at that. That's cool. Ooh, tapestry lore. This is a rare thing. Banner of the Forlorn Hope. So sometimes you find tapestries within these ruins and you can get a little bit of a story about the world. So Banner of the Forlorn Hope. They declared themselves the vanguard. Swords raised, oaths taken, they swore a heavenly charge against our foe. It was a challenge of will and ingenuity. Well, that's it. But, you know, I'm taking it with me because it's cool looking. You know what else is cool is these freaking libraries. The only way to get ruined blocks, like ruined bookshelves or ruined tables or whatever, is to put glue on it and then you can get them. Because if you try to pick them up otherwise, they'll just disappear. Oop, chest. Ooh, Jonas part. Flux cap connector. Sure. Aged book lectern. That's cool. I guess I'll take it. Sticks. Drafting instruments. I don't need those. Tuning cylinder. Ooh la la. And look. Aged owl treasure chest. Ooh, a lore book. I'll read that some other time. I wasn't planning on, like, doing any of this kind of stuff. Look at that. Another lore book. Still, nice find. But we're looking for sulfur. And this is a dead end. Okay. This is even further the wrong way. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna, like, mine down from here. Okay, we're gonna turn right. Okay, this is close enough. So let's do a node search. So this searches within a 6-block area on every axis for ore. So let's... Wow, how easy was that? Look at that. Sulfur small amounts. So I know that within 6 blocks of that block, there's sulfur somewhere. Of course, that's kind of a big area. So we can kind of triangulate it. Now that I know that that is close, let's mine, I don't know, up here. Also sulfur small amounts. What about over here? No sulfur. Okay, so not that way. Of course, this doesn't make things super easy, but I'm going to start mining kind of like this direction and then testing. Sulfur small amounts, phosphorite small amounts. My method when it comes to node searches has been to find the furthest I can possibly go in a straight line that you can test for a specific ore. So if I keep mining this direction, I'm going to keep going until I no longer sense any sulfur. Oh yeah, we're getting really low. Temporal stability is failing. That's okay. Still sulfur. Now if you notice, we're at trace amounts of sulfur now and not small amounts, so it means that it senses less. Look at that. Maybe this is our meal ticket? Huh. Okay, well before I go down this cave, I'm actually going to go up it so I can get some of my temporal stability back. We're directly underneath the water, right here. Oh, knew that was gonna happen. Okay, the surface. Hello. I certainly don't need any of these rocks. We can actually make cool little piles of it. Look at that. That's a good use for it. Alright. Let's see what this cave has to offer. See a light down there. Do see something glowing. This is where I mined in. Let's take a sample. Why not? No ore node nearby. Yeah, okay, I think this is not where we're supposed to be going. Oh look, saltpeter. Hooray! I wouldn't mind getting saltpeter, I really wouldn't. Huh, look at this. What is this stuff? Tin ore. Oh, it's cassiterite. Yeah, I mean, I didn't come here for this. I really don't need it. Guess I'll mine a little. Okay, we're really close to sulfur here. So if I mine this, I have a sulfur trace amounts, and if I mine this, no sulfur. So this right here is the farthest along this line I can go to get a positive reading of sulfur. And a prospecting pick searches 6 blocks away from the block that you've mined, so it can use a logical reasoning to deduce the nearest sulfur along this axis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. So then the next step would be to start mining along the next axis. I guess I'm gonna go like this way? Sure. I'm gonna see how far I can go before we don't hit sulfur anymore. Sulfur. Still sulfur. No sulfur, okay. So that was no sulfur. What about here? Trace sulfur, no sulfur. You always have to be careful, especially if you're mining at different levels, because that can also affect things. Obviously, it's checking in every axis. But there's no sulfur here, and there was sulfur here. So 6 blocks away, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm pretty sure I'm doing this correctly. So basically, right here, or at least very close to right here. So now the question is up or down? Up! Wow, that was quick. And just like that, we've pinpointed it. Now it's kind of hard to see in the sandstone. That's gonna be a pain. Look at that. Very easy way to find things with prospecting. It's actually quite fun, and that was it. There's no more. Hold on, let's just look around here a little bit. There it is. Sulfur can be kind of tricky. It likes to throw you off, but we need as much of this as possible, so. I'm not seeing any more. No ore node nearby. Are you kidding me? That was all the sulfur that was right here. Okay. Alright, fine. Let's go back over this direction. What do we find? Okay, sulfur, small amounts. Sulfur trace amounts. Prospecting can be very, very tedious. Okay, that was the nearest along this axis for the next pocket of sulfur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. I'm gonna assume it's more this direction because that's closer to the highest reading. Sulfur trace amounts. No sulfur, but there's phosphorite, which we don't need. Okay, there's sulfur here. That's the nearest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should be right in this wall somewhere, up or down. Oh, ta-da, there's some. Alright. Also, the amount that the prospecting pick searches in a node search is actually dependent when you create the world. So by default it's 6, but you can change it in the settings, and I think you could also change it with commands. Oh, and there's the spooky music. So far we have 18, and it's not nearly enough. There's still sulfur nearby, though. Oh, there's some. And now that pocket is gone. No more sulfur. Okay, I remember we tested here earlier and we found some. No, no more sulfur there. Only phosphorite. I have a hard time believing that that was all of it. I found way more sulfur in the lake in the past, and it was barely registering as minuscule. So there's got to be a bigger deposit somewhere. I'm just going to keep chipping around and looking. Yeah, nothing but phosphorite. So I'm going to go directly underneath this prospecting point that we had earlier. That was the highest reading. Right here was the highest reading that we had. Certain ores will actually generate on different layers of rock. So certain types of rocks are sedimentary, like sandstone. Certain rocks are igneous, like granite. So certain ores will generate like right above the igneous layer or in between the sedimentary layer, stuff like that. It doesn't ever say that in the handbook, I think, but it does say it in the wiki. I don't really know how sulfur spawns, to be honest with you. Huh, cassiterite trace amounts. Well, we don't need that. There's nothing up there. Let's just do some tests. Oh, I think that's the other tunnel that I dug. Alright, I gotta get out of here again. Dang it. I just ran back to unload everything. Look at this. So this is the tapestry that we just got. It's called the Banner of the Forlorn Hope. But you know something? I think that's exactly the same elk blanket. Forlorn Hope saddle blanket suitable for elk. That's the exact same thing that he's wearing. And look, he came here all the way on his own. He ate some of this, I think. Unless it was some other creature, but there's not like a whole lot of wild animals near me because I've captured or killed them all. I think he got hungry and he ate. That's kind of neat. Here's something else while I'm here. So the cherries came in. There's a few cherry trees around here. I grew one myself, but cherries don't last very long. They're the first to become ripe and they're the first to go away. These are actually gone in 2.7 days. So let's pick them. Why not? I had an idea. What if I turn these into jam? So using honey, you can make jam, I think by boiling, and that helps preserve food without turning it into wine. So why not? They gave us like almost 2 stacks of cherries. There's another cherry tree right here. Yeah, there and there. So I'm just gonna go grab them really quickly. Man, walking somewhere is so slow without the elk. That's crazy. How different it feels. All right, yeah, cherry tree. There's one more over that way. I got cherries before. I harvested them last year or the year before or something. But you know, they don't last very long at all. 2 days. And they're only 40 saturation. So that's just a little bit more than like cranberry. It's not nearly as much as a blueberry or a currant. If they're not that healthy for you, then what's the point of growing them? Well, there's not really a point, but I do have them, so might as well try them out. There's a mosquito in here somehow. That's crazy. And cherries are nice in real life. The vitamin C tablets that I have are cherry flavored. I'm sure no actual cherries were harmed in the production of that tablet though. Yeah, lucky he ate a little more. Now it's at 3 portions. So we have 4.4 liters of honey. We have nearly 6 stacks of cherries. So we can turn this into cherry jam, cherry porridge, okay, and a fruit pie, which I don't really feel like making a fruit pie. But you can make jam and you can actually mix and match different types of fruit. That's cool. So you need 2 slots of sweetener and 2 slots of fruit, like with the bowl of honey in hand to divide the honey, light the fire, and have a bowl or crock ready to scoop out the jam when cooked. So jam has a much longer shelf life than fruit does on its own. So while it isn't particularly filling, and help extend the life of your fruit significantly if you have the honey necessary to make it. And you know what? I don't really know what else we can do with honey besides put it in other kinds of food. So we might as well, we can make mead with it. That's cool. We might as well use it to make jam and preserve our fruit, you know? And also we have more honeycomb we can make honey with if we need to. I'll set these gross pots aside and get these nice pots. So equal parts honey and fruit. Man, I can only subtract and add 1 liter at a time. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, okay, I can use a bowl to fine tune my item ratios. That's a little silly, but you know, whatever. I can put it back into the bucket with the bowls. All right, let's cook it up. It still says the item ratios are wrong. Okay, all right, so it's 0.2 liters for each. So we can actually add a little more honey to it then. All right, this is what we can do. This is as much honey as we have, and then we're out. So let's squeeze some more, why not? A cherry isn't probably a good enough fruit to make jam out of, but I have so much food. Doesn't really matter to me that much. Let's add it in. Oh, beep. Come on. Oh man, no, it doesn't go deep enough. Oh shoot. Fine. But look at that. Ta-da! 6 servings of cherry jam. Wow. I have to get an emergency bee nest. I know there's one right by the cherry tree we just passed. There's one on this tree. Not for much longer, though. Haha. Alright. Ooh, 4. Ow. Hopefully that's enough now. So that gave us 4.8 liters of honey and 24 beeswax. So we could make more jam, though I don't really find that to be worth it. I will taste it, though. This is what it looks like. Bottoms up. Yum. As for all these cherries, I guess I'm just gonna stick them in the cellar. How much longer do they last down here? 7 days? That's not terrible. Maybe I'll find something to do with them in 7 days. I don't feel like making more. I don't think it's worth it. So the jam is good for 51 days on my inventory and 1.8 years in a chest. Wow, that's really nice. It's a fun little experiment, but we need to get back to sulfur mining. Well, I searched that other area for a long time and I couldn't find anything, which is crazy. I figured I'd have good results. So I went over by this mountain. Remember I had said that I'd found a little bit of sulfur over here. Well, did a lot of searching around and we have really good readings. The highest I got was 4.85 per mil. And I just dug straight down and I found this cave and I lit it up and we have lignite, which is nice. I need some coal and also lots of sulfur. Hopefully lots of sulfur. Just keep getting harassed by monsters. Get out of here. Okay, fine. I could just block it off. Save me some trouble, you know what I mean? There we go. Oh, there's a shiver. Oh. Poor guy has epilepsy. Lots of sulfur. This is nice, finally. It really is a pain to pinpoint it, although it does make it pretty rewarding to find once you finally get it. Still says sulfur medium amounts. That means there's probably still a lot over here. Hopefully. Sulfur very large amounts. Okay. Not in the mood for scary cave noises right now. Thankfully, you know, there's a trader right there. Guess I'll take a nap. Why not? Just realized I missed this. Oh. Okay, I keep getting very large amounts of sulfur, so I guess I'll just poke down and poke around. Sulfur trace amounts. Sulfur trace. Sulfur trace. No sulfur. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can at least say the nearest amount of sulfur is right there. Let's measure. No sulfur there. Some sulfur. No sulfur. So sulfur there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means I think the nearest would be around either up from here or down from here. Let's look down. Let's go up a little bit. No sulfur over here at all. That's interesting. Only trace amounts of sulfur. There was small amounts of sulfur over here. We're very close here. No sulfur. No sulfur. Sulfur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it should be here. Or above. There's large amounts of sulfur the further I go up. That's a good sign. Stuff is so hard to track down. Sulfur, very large amounts. Okay. Oh, there's lignite right there. There it is. Ta-da, sulfur. Well, look at you. You got little spikes going on. How about that, huh? Yeah, he's been eating up a lot of grain. And I guess that's probably why he started to grow antlers. It'll be cool to see how big those get. But anyway, I am done. I made a bunch more sturdy leather. I mean, I went through the process, made the sulfuric acid, the chromite diluted crap, boiled it with bee guts and whatever you needed to do. It's done. I mean, you already know how that works. I already showed you, so I didn't bother filming it all again. We have it. And so the recipe for elk saddlebags, which is what we really want here, is something like this, and then 2 nails and strips on either side. There we go, sturdy saddlebags. Before I make another pair, I'm going to figure out how this goes on the elk, I suppose. Okay, yeah, look at that. It does stretch over both sides. Okay. And the front here, I'm actually looking at this now. It holds things like falxes, pots, bows and stuff. It doesn't hold more saddlebags, and that makes sense because that seems like a lot for one animal to carry. But look at that. Look at all that space. That's pretty good. That means we can bring a lot of really vital things with us. I want to look at a mining bag here because a mining bag can only hold stones, ores, minerals, and metals. A sturdy mining bag doesn't say the same, but I assume it's the same case. And that would be good because I'd like to bring a lot of steel with me. And for a sturdy mining bag, we need to have, looks like any kind of iron or above plate. Huh, that's pricey, but that's okay. We actually have a lot of iron. So yeah, let's get cooking on that. So we need 2 iron plates, I'm gonna say. It's 4 of these. Oh, I can't believe it. I used to have I think I had 168 iron bars. Now look at it. And of course, we are going to do the assisted Hellhammer method for making iron plates. I think the other thing we needed was, what was it? We needed 2 pieces of linen and 1 flax twine. Should be easy to get. You know, I feel like there should be a mod for spinning flax fibers into twine because I don't think it's just that easy. Like just to do it with your hands like this, you know, that's all you gotta do. 2 pieces of linen. Okay, so we have that. We have the iron plates, we got the sturdy leather, and we have 1 twine that gives us sturdy mining bag. So let's remove one of these leather backpacks and add in one of these guys. Okay, look, blue slots. So I think I can't just throw like a hammer in there. It has to be like rocks. Yeah, okay. What about like quartz? Quartz can go in there. Peridot, if I need it. Nails and strips? Yeah, that can go in there. Blasting powder? Nope. Brass ingots? Yes. Iron meteorite pieces? They can go in there. Tin? I don't even know why I asked. What about like bricks? No bricks. Brick blocks? Mortar? Ashlar blocks. Cobblestone? Nope. Flint? Surely flint. Yeah, okay. What clay? I don't know why I'm doing this. So that's very interesting. I can use this to bring hulks and hulks of ore and steel and stuff. The other bits I am just going to turn into the sturdy leather backpack. And that's 10 each. And I have enough to make 3, which is the remaining slots in the inventory. Wow, look at that. Look how much space that is. Having 3 of these is quite literally the same exact amount of 4 of these. So I have the same amount of normal space, And then I have all this additional space from the sturdy mining pack. That's pretty good. That's hard to beat there. Oh yeah, don't mind all the peat that I have in here. The other thing we could do is put temporal gears on the elk. I have a lot of these, and they would be good to bring. Huh. 3 on each side, maybe? No, it just looks like 3 in total. That's okay. 3 temporal gears. He's got a lantern. It looks like I can just store things on a side like that. Look at that. That's cool. Oh, battle elk. I can put food on there. Where'd it go? Huh? Or maybe not, because I can't see it. That's weird. Whatever. Yeah, but this is pretty much a fully tricked out elk. I don't think I missed anything. And that means I'm finally ready to move. I just gotta pack, and then we gotta say goodbye and find our new place. But all of that is gonna have to wait till the next video. I'm a little pressed for time this week. And besides, this video is likely long enough. I just had a lot of stuff I needed to do before I could go on the big journey. So pretty sure I did everything I wanted. And no, I'm not going to totally abandon this place. I hope to return many times. Obviously, I have to go to the Lazaret, the next dungeon. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it. So, look, if you like my videos, I have a membership program where you can watch the extended versions of those videos. And that's just kind of like a bonus, like something to give back to people who support me, because, you know, I can do what I do because I have members and because I have all you guys. I really appreciate it. So yeah, if you want to support me, you'll get extra long videos as well. They're just the rough cuts of these normal videos that you see. It's kind of my like alternative to just accepting sponsorships, because I don't like those really. Oh yeah, and you know, subscribing and liking helps, but it's not like you don't know that. You actually, I actually don't need to tell anybody how that works. I forgot to mention this actually earlier in the video. I had a London fog and I didn't film it or record it, but it was really good. So there's a lot of ways to do it. The way that I did it is I made one measuring cup of really strong Earl Grey tea, and then I boiled 1 measuring cup of milk in a little pot with a tablespoon of maple syrup that I made, and like a little tiny bit of vanilla extract. Mixing those together, wonderful drink. Really easy to remember how to make. Equal parts milk and Earl Grey tea, and then you have a little bit of maple syrup. You could also do brown sugar if you don't have maple syrup. Do not use fake syrup. God, don't use fake syrup. And then a little vanilla extract, though I'm sure that's not necessary. You could probably add lavender to it if you really wanted to. I got some lavender honey somewhere. Anyway, I just want to mention that. It was really good. It's not really relevant to the ending of the video. Anyway, thank you for watching. Check out my other videos if you want, I guess. I've been Monster, and have a nice night.